What's up YouTube? This is Giant3 here. I wanted to make this video not about Queen versus another tank matchup necessarily, but Queen on Shambali Monastery. Now, this map is notorious for being like long hallways and stuff. Like, there's not a lot of natural cover in between, but there are ways to make it manageable. So I wanted to kind of show off this game. Unfortunately, it was somewhat of a stomp, but I feel like I still made plays that were pretty good, and I wanted to talk about those. So, going off of my team, right? I'm Queen. We have a Life Weaver and a Ana as support. So what this sounds like is go aggressive, and if in case something goes wrong, at least be in line of sight of the Life Weaver so that he can pull you back. And then uh, everyone's going to be playing Freya. I don't really know how she plays yet, so I'm not going to really talk about her. But from the little bit I have played with her, she seems like she is a very powerful mid to close range character. Now, I say mid to close range because her attacks are projectile, and so I don't know how far off she can go. But that's something to understand as time goes on. And then Reaper is a close range character for sure. So if I see the Reaper go in, I'm going to try to go aggressive with him, and if it goes wrong, hopefully our Life Weaver can bail at least one of us out, and the other one can either fade or shout out or whatever, right? Looking at the enemy team, they have Ramatra, Junkrat, Ana, Juno, and Freya. So it sounds more like a Poke comp where they're just trying to kind of spam us from a long choke point, and the Juno's kind of out of place, to be honest. But it might give them options of like, the missiles like chasing after us and stuff, making it hard for us to get through. So both teams seem like good comps. I'm gonna go ahead and start playing it, and I'm gonna, again, like the last time, try to let it go through. I turn off the outlines so that you can kind of see what I see instead of instead of like what additional information you would have, right? So at this first choke point, I'm actually gonna pause it here just to kind of show it off. A lot of defensive teams like to play here, and when they're playing here, I missed my knife, right? Like, let me go ahead and play a little bit. I accidentally landed it here, but if you ever stick one of these people and pull them off, they now either have to go all the way back here, all the way around this way, or use a mobility ability in order to get back to here. They will be out of place. So what I try to do at the start of the match, and what is my thing, F10, is pull them out of place, right? And then they freak out just like a little bit, right? And until then, I'm using the, let me actually zoom out. I'm using the payload as natural cover. I could technically go this way. I could technically go that way, right? But at this point, I really don't know their team comp. I see the bullets that are being shot at me, and I know that there's like a Ramatra and stuff. But I also feel like they're all right there. I can't go up this path and there by myself. I would need my team to follow me, right? And I don't think that they're going to. I can also go around this way, but then I wouldn't be pushing payload. So I'm going to just hide behind this payload until we get to a point where we have to make a play. And we're just going to push for free. I heard I landed in someone. Pull it back immediately. Let's see if we can pull someone off. I did not. That's fine. Continue what I'm doing until we actually get either into a stalemate where they are contesting the point, or I pull someone off and we can have the advantage. I got it again. I heard it. I pull him off. It is the Ramatra. Ramatra does not have a mobility ability in order to get back to that high ground quickly. The most he can do is go into Nemesis form and run back. So at this point, we have turned this poke game into a brawl game. And Queen loves brawl. So I am trying to see where this Ramatra is trying to hide at. I tried going around this side at first, because I feel like he would be playing behind this like payload natural cover, but instead he's opting to play this corner. So that's fine with me. I'm now going to apply a bunch of pressure to him. His team now fell. Now, right now, I'm shooting the tank because it is convenient, not because this is the optimal play to go for. The optimal play would be a coordinated attack against the rest of this team, against everyone else here. However, if it is just me, I cannot kill these guys. They will destroy me. I will be completely surrounded. I need my team to push up. So I'm waiting for that. Once I see my team goes in or is closer, then I will push in. See, even here, I went around here, which is a little bit unsafe, but I did shout in order to be on the aggressive. Our whole team can now see this from Matra, and it is, you know, the kind of like brawly kind of aspect. We're going at it. So, oh, my bad. I do see that I have an angle on everyone else at this point. I am going to try to pull them out of position in order to get a free kill. I hit the Ramatra again. That's fine. Shit happens. I feel like if I didn't hit the Ramatra, I would have hit the pull. So whatever. Pulling him back. Just applying a bunch of brawl pressure. Ramatra can only block from the front side. Remember when he does this? He is vulnerable from the back side. So if my team sees him from the front and I see him from the back, I can get full damage on him in the back. And plus, back at this spot, the payload is acting as natural cover. So the Ramatra is having a hard time being healed by his supports. At this point, I'm like, I am in a dire situation. I am at low health. I need to back up. By back up, what that means, and actually let me go back a little bit just to kind of explain. And I'm going to go into this point of view so that you can see me. Backing up means go to the nearest natural cover that your supports can probably see you at. If they can't see you, you either have to make a decision of, will my supports be able to heal me to full before the enemy team kills me? Or is it more worth to go behind natural cover where no one can see me? So at this point, I'm using the payload as natural cover. And then I am using whatever natural cover I can find, which is this pole and this, to block my line of sight from the rest of the team so that more of my teammates can see me than the enemy team. So over here, natural cover, backing up. I'm being healed. My team's doing great. And now I am both behind natural cover and my supports can heal me. Okay, now that I'm back at full, we can at least go back to the poking phase, the neutral. So right now I'm fishing. I'm trying to move closer without being too aggressive. Again, right now their whole enemy team can see me. So I want to still use natural cover to limit what they can see of me. So you'll see me use this pole a lot, and you'll see me use the payload a lot. If I am behind this pole, my outs are either this way or through this little doorway, but this little doorway is a little more risky because my teammates can't see me. And if I'm behind this payload, again, I can either go back this way, which is still like a huge line on the side, or I can go this way where there is a health pack and I can rotate back towards my team. I saw that I pulled the Junkrat, and a lot of this is like, you have to listen for key things. One, did you actually knife someone? And then you have to quickly process, who did you knife, right? Once I hit it, I pulled it back, checked who's being pulled. It is Junkrat. I can kill him easy. I pulled him past natural cover, so his teammates cannot see him, and he will die. He didn't die. I'm a liar. That I think the Ramatra barrier saved him. But I'm taking a bit of damage. I'm going to back up. He dies anyway because he couldn't get back to natural cover fast enough, and our team, Reaper at least, went aggressive on him and got the final kill. So now we have the advantage. I see this Freya doesn't understand the map enough and is hitting a wall, so I'm going to shoot her out. I am looking at these supports, and I am thinking, do I kill him? Because I can still hear the Ramatra over here. I heard him just go into Nemesis form. So I can either go for this potential kill, which like 2 supports versus a tank is iffy depending on what the supports are, or I can guarantee the kill on the tank. I decided to go on the guaranteed kill on the tank. Yeah. And I threw my knife. I wasn't sure if he was dead or not, but I heard the so I don't know why I did that, but it's fine. not a very high cooldown. So at this point, I'm like, we can take space. My goal for between fights are two things: reload and reposition. Right? Sometimes you can reevaluate things if you lost the fight, but if you win it, those two things are the ones you should focus on most. And I say reload as if it's like not a common thing. Fun fact: a lot of bronze players don't reload. So I am now going to try to take up the middle space over here. And I see that I'm just going to poke for if I can pull someone out of position. I don't. It's fine. It happens. I do have my ult, though. And I see there's at least 2 people grouped up here, right? And they are dealing with my Reaper. My Reaper can probably handle them. But if I ult, I can guarantee that they will stagger. So... did I get her? I don't even know if did I get the Freya? I did not, but it's fine. Things happen, so we now we kill off those 2 that I thought about before, right? And we did lose the Reaper, but I also managed to kill the Juno off of the actual yeah. We killed a Juno, so it is now a 4v2. This is a huge stagger if we can get it. So I'm going after the easier kill, which is the squishy, and then I will focus on the tank, because now it is a 1v4. I missed that. It's fine. Pull him back. Now, I should have just played more aggressive because he doesn't have supports yet. I want to say, like, I mean, he's back, so he can run fast, though. But I did want to play somewhat in line of sight of my Life Weaver, so that's why I didn't play like that. However, I think here I do go aggressive, and then you'll see what happens when I feel like I'm losing this. So I heard the Juno come back. The Juno is here. They now have an Ana here, and they have a Ramatra. I am not at low health. I'm at essentially half or more. This is still a losing fight. I'm getting the fuck out. And then, so going back to that first point, remember, you can pull them out of the position that they're in. This Ramatra has no cover, right? He could put a shield up, but he has no cover because he just used his shield, right? So, if I land a knife, I can pull him off. I land the knife, I pull him off. He has no way of getting back up there. I got nanoed there. I don't agree. I feel like that was the free win, and now we should be able to go in there. But I also got slowed. So I'm like, let's just try to take advantage of this nano while we have it. And so we do get a kill there. I'm trying to knife. So a bit unfortunate. I do see someone's here. I do be a little silly, so you'll see in a second. I said, hey, I thought they were still shooting me. I'm like, I don't want to die. So I started attacking. And then she said, hey, and then there's an axe to her head, and she did not appreciate that. And then she ends up dying, and then in chat we're typing to each other. So that was more of a silly quick play moment. Yeah, this is the typing situation. So I really should be repositioning right now. And so the Ramatra might be able to, like, you know, get back and stuff, but it's okay. It's fine. It's quick play. We're being silly watches. So yeah, because I didn't reposition, instead of like repositioning, I was typing. They now have access to not only like this corner, but actually this corner. If I were to reposition earlier, I could have had position of this corner way earlier, and they couldn't push up as far. And then I die. This was a horrible position on my part. See how, like, they had 3 people who could see me, and then our team's kind of playing over there, so like they can kind of see me, but I really have nowhere to hide, right? Because as soon as they turn this corner, I don't have natural cover, right? And that's why I should have got here earlier, so I can poke this way and have this as natural cover, but instead I should have just played back here and had this as natural cover. So live and learn, hanging on the edge of tomorrow. And then my team dies. It's fine. I think the Reaper's kind of staggering. I think he got out though. Yeah, he gets out. So I now have 3 ways I can approach this next point. I can either go this way to the high ground. I can go this way to high ground on this side. Or if I'm like feeling like we need to be riskier, I can go this route towards like the covered high ground. Now, we do have a life weaver, so there is the option of this pedal platform. But like I was like, I'm not sure if this actually will bring me up. I feel like this is like in a bad place. But as you'll see in a second, I'm gonna try it anyway. I go for the fish. If I can pull someone off, we get a free kill. I didn't get anyone. We lost one, so I'm like, okay, let's just play a little slower. I do hook the soldier off. He is dead. We are now even. I shouted. I don't know why I shouted. Couldn't tell you. I think it's because I was taking a little bit of damage, but I was like, does this work? Because if it works, then I can just get the advantage, right? Does not work. I'm like, okay, could you put another one? I'm not in voice chat or anything, right? But he puts it over there. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this guy is doing. So let's just go to high ground ourselves. So I'm going to go this way for 2 reasons. 1, there's more natural cover here. But also 2, the payload is right here. Rather than having to go this long, narrow path with essentially no cover.
Time to go on a rampage.
So I see someone's out of position. I'm going to try to knife someone to get them out of position for sure. I miss. The sleep dart was like, it puts him down and then I hit right above him. Unfortunate. It happens. C'est la vie. But anyway, I got nanoed, but I am purpled. So I want to be careful. What, did I get purpled? I did get purpled. Yeah. So I'm going to play a little safe. And as soon as this is over, they don't have carry. I'm just going to fucking rampage. I got pulled. I don't like that pull, but I get why he did it. So if I am here, right, and I'm about to rampage, but like they're coming in right now, I'm not safe. So that's what the life weaver was thinking, right? But now I can go for this line and hit everyone with the rampage. Now I don't hit everyone. They were unfortunately out of my range, but we did get 2. And at this point, I believe I have deep wounds. I do have deep wounds. So my goal is to just target the tank. The tank, as long as I shoot him, he cannot heal. Rampage's wound gets extended every time I shoot him with deep wounds, and he will be purpled that entire time. I normally don't say keep going for the tank, but this is a huge advantage we have on him. So this Juno ult means shit to this Ramattra. It's just damage boost at this point. It's not healing him. So as long as I shoot him, and I like lose track of him at one point, but I think he gets unpurpled at the very end of that, but we still kill him because he was just purpled for so long, and his support, that guy is so low. He couldn't heal for that point too. So I figured our teammates got that. We did not get everyone killed. The Cassidy, I think, was either a stagger or he was just really backed up. So I can't remember if I think at one point I was typing here too, but I wasn't. So at this point, I am not pushing this corner. So my teammates are still here pushing the payload. I do not want to leave their line of sight, so this is my new corner, right? I could technically go here and then shout to go back, or even like run back here to like play over here and stuff, but I just find this corner for this objective right now safer. I don't know if it's better, but for me it feels safer. The other place I could kind of play at is here, in order to have quick access to a health pack, natural cover, and then my supports will just turn that corner. So those are the 2 options. I felt like playing here, but I do want to mention that there are other options. So now they have a Zarya, right? They can now cleanse themselves, and also if we are too aggressive on this bubble, she will supercharge. So I have deep wounds, which you might be like, oh, deep wounds is way less effective now that Zarya can cleanse herself. Actually, no. What it ends up doing is she would have cleansed herself anyway. And if you are using your wound at the point where she can cleanse herself, you are using your wounds at the wrong time anyway. So the goal right now is she doesn't have armor. I can shoot her for 80 damage per body shot. She will eventually use a bubble, right? I will then time it and either use Carnage Swing or a Gracie Knife, you know, the Jagged Blade Throw, in order to get an advantage on her right after her bubble. If she bubbles a second time, she has no bubbles, guaranteed use Carnage in order to get that wound and keep it up with your gun. Now, the reason why I said for after her first bubble you could Carnage is, do you think she's going to bubble herself again, or if she's going to bubble a teammate? If your team is attacking one of their teammates and they're low and the Zarya doesn't bubble them, they will just die and they will be at a disadvantage anyway. So a little bit to think about, but yeah. So I saw that she just used her bubble. I want to throw a knife right now. I missed because I'm trash. Don't worry, it's fine. It happens. I'm just gonna keep. I just saw right there she used her second bubble, but I don't think I processed it fast enough during the game. I did get pulled, so unfortunately I'm not in a position to really do anything. So I said, fuck it. I'm just gonna help push this payload so that my Life Weaver doesn't feel like he has to like babysit a little bit. Because I need him to be further up in order for me to be able to play more aggressively. Now, should the tank ever be on the payload? No. But this is a quick play game with 0 comms. I am just trying what I think would help me out. Our Reaper played too aggressive. Now, that's what I was afraid of. That's why I played at the payload. It's because over here, let's see where the Reaper was. How many people on the enemy team can see him? All 5. If I'm here, this would not have helped. What needed to happen was our supports needed line of sight of him in order to heal him or even pull him back if Life Weaver had that cooldown, which I don't think he does at this point. Let me actually just check. No, doesn't even have it because they use it on me. So, or he used it on me. Sorry. I mean, I don't know what the person's... Anyway, pronouns are an interesting concept. Anyway. So, I am now playing this corner, which I don't like. I don't like this corner. If I had the option, I would probably be playing, like... Honestly, this choke point is just kind of hard. Because there are no immediate health packs besides, like, this one over here. I don't even think that there's one over here either. No, there's not. All I have is my supports for line of sight. What I'm going to try to do right now is farm for my ult or an advantage that I get through Gracie. I landed it on Zarya. Now, if you don't know, if you Jagged Blade a Zarya and she bubbles, it cleanses the wound so she doesn't take damage and you don't get the wound healing. But the knife pull does not get cleansed. So, as soon as she bubbles, I'm going to pull her in, and then she will be in a bad situation where she will either have to bubble a second time, or one of her supports will have to pull her out. So, that is her second bubble. She now has no bubbles. I want my team to go on the aggressive. I time my my Carnage, pulling her back in. She got her other bubble, but that's fine. We're going to time it. We're going to shoot it. And because of deep wounds, you can actually hear my Carnage wound is being extended. So she will eventually bubble that, but while she doesn't have a bubble, I'm getting a huge healing per second. I believe it's like 30 healing per second. I missed that one. I'm trash. It's fine. It happens. I hear high noon. I make sure I avoid line of sight. I'm still shooting the Zarya because she's the easiest thing for me to see. Now, if I know she has bubbles, I will not be shooting her, right? Unless I legit can't see anyone else. But I know she's out of bubbles. So, I do that. Now we can push the advantage. I think was I purpled or something? No. Yeah, I pushed the advantage. I hated that grip. I hated that grip so much because they don't have a tank, and like they need to be pushed up anyway. But I understand why they did it. If I am here, there are 4 people on the enemy team who can see me, and I do have to make 2 supports who can see me. But as soon as I turn this corner, my supports can't see me, so I understand why he pulled me. I don't like it though because I have Rampage. I could have got a huge advantage, especially since I don't have Kiri. But it's fine. I went for a prediction. I thought the Cassidy was gonna roll, and I really wanted to land that for like a clip, but didn't get it. So I go for the Rampage now, which is unfortunate, right? I get put to sleep. It's fine. Ana nanos herself and also nanos the soldier. I'm in a bad position, but it's fine. I think as soon as I get unpurpled, I can have an advantage. There's now a bubble on that Cassidy. I said I can kill this Cass, and I can get this health pack. So I go back to like 400-ish health, right? But I see in the kill feed, my teammates are dead. So I can either try to get more ult charge, or I can prevent them from getting ult charge. So I jump off the map. This is a purposeful death. I only had like 100 health left, but that does still grant them ult charge, and I'm not winning that fight. I don't know how much ult charge I would be getting, but it would only be like at most like 2%. Not worth it. Jump off the map, reset. The only one still alive on our team is Reaper. We need to acknowledge that we are at a huge disadvantage. 2v4. And it's only a 4 because I killed the Cassidy super recently. So, not worth it. Jumping off. What's with this jumping? Looking at the camera is interesting. Okay, so we are regrouping, and we are going for our next push. So I'm at 30% ult charge. I saw that the Lifeweaver has his ult, so his ult is more of a defensive ult. You can play it aggressively if you put it where your team wants to be, but he has to keep in mind that they have an Ana, and if you put it like aggressively and we try to run in and then their Ana purples us, then the whole tree is dead. There's no point for that tree. So we'll see how he uses it in a second. My goal right now is to try to be in a position either here-ish so that my teammates can still see me, or even on this side of the payload so that my teammates can still heal me, but I have natural cover that's created from the payload. So I'm just poking right now. We lose our Reaper very soon, and I'm like, okay, well, shit, let's not go in. I don't feel safe. We are at a disadvantage, and if you have a disadvantage and you haven't set up your positioning, just fall back. There's no point. And that's why I said like in the voice thing, group up with me. If I already had the positioning, we could have tried it, but we didn't. So I said, screw it. We're going back. I'm now trying to evaluate, does this Freya need me to shout? Because I don't want to use my shout cooldown, but we need to regroup and not stagger. And I said, while we at least have this corner, I'm going to go for some fishing. I don't know why I threw it that low, but I think I would have missed anyway, so it's fine. Oh, sorry, my bad. What I meant to do was show that I hooked this guy, but I do know that I'm at a disadvantage, so I'm going to try to back up. Hopefully our Lifeweaver can save me. I do get healed, my Lifeweaver saves me. So I now have to keep in mind, if I'm going to go aggressive, I no longer have life grip to save me. I now pull the Zarya, and unfortunately I shoot her bubble a little bit, but that's fine. I got nanoed. That is now my cue. We should be aggressive. So I'm going to try to go in. And I get grabbed, but that's fine. So this is also where life protects life. Now, I really do think that he should have put it more in front of the enemy team so that the natural cover ends up also being the tree, and so it's harder for us to get purpled. But this is fine. We will deal with it. Lifeweaver can also pedal platform me out of there if you wanted to. But I think we're good. I don't know why I threw that Mighty Knife like that. Ignore that. So at this point, they now have an orbit. I don't plan on killing anyone. I really still should be going for the squishies, but the tank is just in my line of sight. I'm going to go ahead and shoot them anyway. Plus, the tank's dealing with, like, several of us. And, like, everyone else is being distracted by this Reaper, so I'm taking advantage of that as well. I'm waiting for that. Now, as soon as I get Carnage, I'm going to use it. Never mind, I'm just going to kill her anyway. I think I do pause right here. I was texting my girlfriend, so whoops. But I'm like, it's fine. We have like 2.5 minutes. So that was bad on my part, but it's quick play, whatever. I challenged him because he's using High Noon as a desperation attack, right? If he waits long enough, he can kill us all. But if I can kill him fast enough, then he has to just shoot it as soon as possible. He didn't even shoot it, so it was worth it for us. And then we end up winning. So hopefully you guys learned something out of that. 1, payload is natural cover. 2, pull people out of position off high ground on maps like that. 3, know when to rush in and when to play more safe. My Lifeweaver has grip on a long cooldown. If I see he's used it, it is not a time to just play aggressive willy-nilly. I still have to maintain line of sight, and hopefully I can get healed. And then understand why he like pulled me and stuff, right? But then also keep in mind, whenever my Reaper was flanking and distracting their backline, that's also my time for me to push in and be aggressive. So hopefully this helps someone out. Like, comment, and subscribe, whatever. All right, peace.